Unfortunately for this episode, we had to do this one over Zoom because of the weather. It's really bad. But welcome back to our podcast. I'm your host, Reagan Portis, and this is my co-host,
Mario. Today, guys, this segment is sponsored by you into well. Okay, we see. Oh my God! Oh my God! Knock down my mic. This is gonna be good. But it's okay, guys. Y'all getting the real. Y'all can go follow me on Instagram at US_Intuel. The website will be on there if you want to come shop. And then.
This video is also sponsored by Ray and Ray Productions. You can go get my coloring book on my Amazon storefront, and it's a coloring book for African American girls. So if you're interested, please go buy it, especially for Easter. It's a great Easter gift. Anyways, let's get straight into the video.
Be up here somewhere. It'll be up here somewhere. I'll look for it. You should tag it up here.
So recently I just went to Anime Fest, and unfortunately you couldn't go, but I mean, it was pretty cool. Besides the fact that everything was really, really expensive. Like, I wanted to go see my favorite voice actor, and I think your sister knows who I'm talking about. The guy who voice acts Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Overrated in my opinion.
We went up there thinking, me and my friend went up there thinking it's free. And then we're in line. We're basically almost there. But then we look at the prices that he has. First of all, they wouldn't even let you meet the man for free. Couldn't shake his hand. Couldn't talk to him for free. The cheapest package he had was $50 for a photo. Getting him to say something was $80. A video, I want to say, was another $50. So, I mean, that's understandable. I mean, you don't want to just, go out there for free. But at the same time, I can't, meet you for free. Like, I can't just shake your hand for free.
I'm saying simple.
Cool. Yeah, that's not the only scam in the entire place. That's not even really a scam, though, because, I ain't gonna lie. I do get them charging stuff like that because voice actors have to voice a lot of characters. So I don't think that voice acting makes them that much money. So they have to voice multiple different characters. I think that's the reason. Because you'll have because at one point you'll have a person like, I think a guy who voiced Goku back in the day. And we all know how popular he is. He also voiced the Velociraptor. Am I saying that right? The Velociraptor from Dinosaur Train. That thing I watched as a kid. So I'm just gonna. So I don't know if it's money. I think that this is kind of what. I get why they charge so high. I get why they charge so high. That's what I'm saying.
But I just don't understand why it is so. I can get getting a picture. I'll pay for a picture. I'm not gonna pay, but I can understand paying for a picture. I can understand getting him to say something, in his voice, all that. But I can't just go up and meet you. It's just
okay. I think that's far, but I get why. I get why they would charge so high for some of the stuff.
Oh yeah, and then we were going. So there was stuff to do, and they brought this maid cafe there to sing and dance and do some weird stuff. But they also had a maid cafe, and so me and my friend was like, okay, we're just gonna go there and do something there. But per person, you want to guess how much they charge to get in there?
$100. More?
$1,000.
More?
$100 to go.
Oh no.
Bro, you might as well just go to Japan yourself and go into a maid cafe at that point.
I'm not gonna lie, $400 is crazy. I could take a trip with it.
What kind of food did they have in there?
No, I don't know. We couldn't. You couldn't even get.
Oh, don't get me started on the food. Oh, don't get me started. It was horrible. It was trash. I mean, like they charged you $6 for a piece of bread, 2 pieces of bread, and a patty. No cheese, no lettuce, not even a pickle, not even mustard with it. It was just that for $6. And then they have the gall to charge you six more for a drink. 6 more for a drink. Reagan had to give me her one that she got for the one that she didn't want anymore. It was $6. Six for a meat.
Well, you paid $12 for a burger and a drink. Oh my goodness, no.
I paid
Well, no. It's not. You might as well just get in your car. Go to. You could get that. You can get half the price. You can get that for half the price at Kroger, and you can still get the cheese. You can get the same. You can get the same thing. You could even go. You could even go to McDonald's and get the same thing. And it has more soul and personality than whatever that was.
Hey, there's a clip.
I mean, I swear to God. Sorry.
Robbed us for the tickets. You paid $25, but nothing else.
$25 for a ticket.
And plus, half the time in the convention, you're going to have like a lot of money in order to enjoy a convention, because most of that stuff is just shops that you have to pay for. You have to pay for stuff. Like you will find stuff you want, but you're gonna have to have money before you go there.
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
From FEMA. I mean, like, I was expecting there to be more activities for the price that we had to pay. Like, we paid $31 for the ticket, and literally nothing came with it besides getting in. That was literally just your admission. You didn't get to meet the people that they brought. Q&As, I guess you could have gone to, but by the time you waited, by the time you wait to go do the Q&A, you'll be tired and done. So why would I stay? And I mean, it's not a huge waste of time, but like he said, you have to have a whole bunch. I would take like $1,000 just for that con.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Con day alone, because they charge so much.
That's crazy.
I think I paid $35 for a plushie.
You could have went to Texas and went to Six Flags with that money.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I get it's expensive, but at the same time, people just need. Some people are just being greedy just for being greedy. Like, you don't need all this money. I mean, I get you want to make a living. I mean, there's making a living, and then there's just practically stealing from people.
But
I mean, there's no. I'll rephrase. Let me rephrase. There's making a living, killing, and then there's just being Mr. Krabs at that.
They're Mr. Rain's people.
There's a lot of culture. Like, there's a lot of like culture there too. I had no clue that it was common for people to come up and ask you for pictures, and literally,
How many times you took pictures?
if you dress up, everybody is going to come up and ask you for a picture. Even if you don't have I don't say even if you don't have a good costume on, you have to have on a good costume. But I was dressed up as Hello Kitty, and there was this whole group of kids. They lined up and asked to hug me. I should just get a hug.
So you were famous.
And then people kept coming up to me for pictures. Like, I'd be sitting down on the ground eating my hot dog. Can I come get a picture with you? Can I come get a picture with you?
How much was the hot dog?
The corn dog was $7.
What?
For one. No fries. No condiments.
Oh my God! And it's just a corn dog. No seasoning. No nothing.
It didn't have no. Wait, so y'all bought food? The food had no flavor.
No.
That's a scam.
It was as soulless.
I love food, and it's wrong.
That food was soulless. It wasn't even on the same par as McDonald's. It was lower than that.
Oh my goodness, that is atrocious. If it's lower than McDonald's,
low quality food.
It's
lower than McDonald's is
it's
nasty.
low.
The food got him mad. I don't blame you, buddy. I like to eat too, and that would have really made me mad. I probably would have starved that day. $6 for a nasty plain burger. It didn't have nothing on it.
I
I
was
mean,
looking-
okay. Also, I don't know if I really can't disclose this or something, but when I go to track meets, you know what they charge for a burger over there?
How much?
$1. $1 for the same thing. $1. I never got ripped off when I went over there. Never. I always got my money's worth because people know how to.
Is Reagan froze? Reagan.
I'm frozen.
Oh. I thought we lost her for a minute.
Oh.
Yeah, you was frozen. You like this.
Oh.
You like this.
Am I good?
You should have kept it on the phone.
No, that's not gonna make it any better. It says it can't even be joined.
To get in just for me to have to spend you spent $24 on a meal. I could have got how many 4 for 4s did it? That's 6 4 for 4s from Wendy's.
See, what I wanted to
coulda
do
got-
is I wanted to leave early and go to a ramen spot, but I didn't want to bother our parents
Could have got
to go out to eat. But I thought the food was gonna be cheaper there anyway. But then I looked, their charge is $6 for a corn dog, $6 for a drink, and it was like $10 for something else. And I ended up
And you couldn't even choose the size anyway. It was all big.
so
But
I could have gone to a higher class restaurant with that kind of money. Like I just spent
Yeah, you
$25.
could have went and got you a steak probably from what sells steaks?
You could have
You could have got you a
could have gone
steak.
to Applebee's, get a 2 for $25.
That is crazy.
yep.
Guys, you anime lovers, be ready to spend a lot of money when y'all go there. Y'all go to an anime convention.
I mean, and you didn't even get any discounts for wearing a costume. Like, what's the point?
What about Comic-Con?
Well, he was famous though, at least. No,
I don't know.
he was famous that day. Chase, did you dress up, man?
No, not that. I mean, I don't have I don't have a costume, and B, I don't have enough self-esteem really.
Yeah.
No, but it's kind of weird if you don't dress up and you go there because you'll see these. I saw this 80-year-old looking man in this warlock costume. Well, not warlock. It was some Genshin Impact character. I'm like, you 80 over here.
Genshin Impact. I played that game before. I ain't think
I
Genshin
haven't.
Impact, but
Yeah.
I haven't.
Anyways,
if I would have went, what character? I probably would have dressed up as like a One Piece character, maybe Naruto, maybe as the Akatsuki. I was thinking the Akatsuki, you know,
I swear to
something
God,
like
that's
that, or
all
like.
anyways.
Yeah, I can do
I
Is
bet
that
you that's
the
all you
only
saw
thing
though.
the anime people watch? Like, come on.
I mean,
there has to be
I
more.
feel like a lot of people it's overwatched though a little bit. Or I probably let me think. What other anime I would have probably dressed up as? That. I probably would do the Akatsuki. Too many people got that. I want to do something different. I do something different. Maybe Bleach.
Yeah,
What else?
this Comic-Con, we and my friend are gonna dress up as Ichigo and then the Grimjaw guy. The Grimjaw. That's
Who? I mean, I'm sorry. I don't really watch anime like that, but I'm just kind of confused.
Anyways, on another note, TikTok.
Comic-Con is gonna be June 22nd, June 23rd. Are y'all going? The tickets are already available.
We might have to go there, guys. We might have to go there and give y'all a review on the next another podcast.
We could go and do interviews up there though, because I got interviewed by like 4 different people.
We're gonna do interviews and we're gonna ask them about the food prices. Do y'all think these food prices are outrageous?
Y'all should.
Survey says yes.
But anyway, on another note, TikTok is getting banned, guys.
Yes, guys. I feel
Woohoo!
like,
Oh, boo hoo!
What?
Boo hoo!
Chase. Okay, Chase. We want to know why you say woohoo. I'm kind of like in the middle of this. I disagree and I kind of agree.
Look, all right. I'm gonna keep. I don't want to. I don't know if I'm not. There's a lot of things I want to say, but I don't know. But I'm gonna keep it PG. All right.
Yeah, keep it PG. Try not to.
I'm gonna use terms that the kids nowadays will know what I mean. All right. Less TikToks means less people kids twerking. I'm thinking about that now. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Let me just say this. TikTok is there's just too many people on there that want to hurt people.
Well, I
Hurt.
just that's I don't hear nothing about because anything you could do that on Instagram Reels, YouTube Reels. There's always going to be
I mean, it's not really TikTok's fault. I'll say this. It's not necessarily TikTok's fault. It's just a bunch of parents that don't really want to look over their kid's shoulder.
Yeah, but that's what
Okay, so let me put it like this. I think with that, like, regardless of what the social media on, they can easily watch you whenever social media. You gonna always you got creep. You can have somebody looking in your window right now. Like somebody can be looking through my window right now,
so the
or be
reason
watching me while I'm at home or
that they
something.
want
don't
to
know.
ban
It's
TikTok,
everywhere.
they should be able to ban any other app. That's basically what it
Well,
is.
technically, this wouldn't be a problem if you know what? Never mind.
Don't say
I'm
it.
gonna
TikTok.
keep my mouth shut.
Let's say this. They just want TikTok to give them some money. That's what they want.
I think they don't like it because of the China. But
No, we're learning too much. TikTok teach you too much, and then they not making money off of it. They're not getting taxes off of them.
they say they're
that's
worried
kinda
about us getting going it's wanting to be communist, but at the same time, people in America are gonna think what they want to. If they want to be communist, it's America. It's supposed to be the land of the free and free will. Like you're supposed to let all people talk. So I mean, if somebody wants to tell me about communism, let them tell me about communism. You know what I'm saying?
freedom
Be
of
like-
speech. I thought that was a thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like America wants to be free, but we're not really free. I mean, look at our ancestors. We're still in shackles.
Okay, so there's this analogy that I'm just going to use for communism. Don't know if this is really appropriate, but all right.
Okay.
So basically, there's
It's
two kids in school.
probably not. Y'all are gonna end up where you can't even put this on YouTube. I'm just telling you.
I was gonna
Chase,
say
chill
how
out. Hey, Chase, cut it, man.
communism is bad. That's it.
Guys, all I know is no, I'm not gonna even say that. I don't know if I want to say that.
Y'all all still have to be able to go to somebody.
Oh, I got something to say. This is about presidents. I feel like because what Biden is doing,
America.
Oh, so do you think that a teacher should be allowed to have an OnlyFans and still teach?
No.
I saw this video where this girl was she had a video and she was, dancing a little provocatively and she posted it online and everybody's like, that's my teacher, that's who teaches my 4-year-old. But it's so is the teacher allowed to have a life outside of teaching? Because,
I mean, of course they can have a life outside
I feel
teaching.
like
I just think it's a very bad look if people go into that kind of work,
Okay, Chase,
It's a bad look
I feel
for the
like
school.
I feel like they should not. It depends on what the OnlyFans consists of. If it consists of crazy stuff like that, no. But if it consists of educational purpose or something besides that,
What's educational about? What do you mean? What's educational about stuff like that, bro?
You can be giving lessons on credit or something like that, on money or how to handle money. But you making people pay
with OnlyFans out of everything else.
Yes, you can use that as a source, bro.
John Cena is on OnlyFans. I'm sure he's not talking about boxing.
John Cena.
What?
I know he's on OnlyFans.
What?
Who?
Oh, John Cena.
What is John Cena? No, I don't even want to know. But
I mean, OnlyFans is not really for stuff like that. But OnlyFans has just been manipulated.
Made OnlyFans into that.
Would you want your teacher to be doing that kind of work? Me personally,
I don't care.
Hold on.
I just don't want to be involved with it.
Actually, guys, there's a teacher at my school that has an OnlyFans, but I don't know what's on there because I'm not going to get into that. But I don't really. That's not none of my business. But I don't think that's kind of that. Matter of fact, That's not none of my business. I think it's okay. That's your business. Just make sure the kids don't see it, and it really is on the parents to make sure
I
their
mean,
kids don't
all I'm
see it.
saying is kids should not be able to see it. Like kids shouldn't even know what
Yeah.
it is, though.
But they
People
banned
that kids
it.
know what. The sad part is the kids know what this is.
No, they banned websites. Y'all never yawned.
Oh,
That
no.
depends on the parents, because some
Yeah,
parents don't
that
watch
certain
their kids.
states have banned, you know. So
Yeah, we know.
it's getting better. So that's what I'm saying. So as long as the kids can't see it, who cares?
I mean, but like they're also getting smarter to where they find ways around it too, though.
But their brains aren't fully developed. The fact that this is still a problem is kind of weird. It's kind of sad, don't you think?
But at that point, it's really like it's up to the parents at that point because the government's done all they can do. I mean, you can't ban it completely because that would take away people's jobs. But
money, people make
that's
money
what
for
I'm
it.
saying. So I mean, at that point, that's all the government can do. It's up to the parents.
The problem should be why the question you ask is why does a teacher feel like they have to go on OnlyFans to
I mean, that's a good point.
Yes.
That's a good point.
That's a great question.
People should pay
Why?
their teachers more. I don't know why people don't. And I don't know why I don't get that. Like it's such an important job. What at least you can do is make it livable.
Yeah,
because like now
teacher makes $30,000.
Yeah, they don't make a lot. With inflation going on and stuff, prices setting up, they gotta like. I think the teachers should get a pay raise.
That's what I'm saying.
Who doesn't?
Fans pay them. I mean, there are plenty of people making millions on OnlyFans. I don't find as long as you're not teaching my daughter to go on OnlyFans, I don't really care.
Inflation is getting us like I thought. Like I looked at something like everything else has went up like by triple or more, while income only went up by like 2 times.
Right, and things are getting
like groceries have went up. Like it was groceries for $43. Now it's like $70 for to get those same groceries.
But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you gotta do a little thing, something strange for a piece of change, I mean.
Okay. Bye.
Personally, I probably.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap the conversation up, and we're gonna go into our guest segment. So I'll see you guys there. Okay, so this is our guest segment on our podcast, and I'm here to introduce our guest, Dr. Nashlie Sephus. She is an American computer engineer and entrepreneur, specialized in machine learning and algorithmic bias identification. She is a technology evangelist at Amazon Web Services. Dr. Sephus is also the co-founder and chief executive officer of The Bean Path, a nonprofit startup company developing Jackson Tech District. Thank you so much for being on the podcast today. Could you tell us about your journey into computer engineering and your later entrepreneurship?
Absolutely. So I started, just kind of playing around with stuff around the house when I was little. And I remember my mom, I grew up with my mom and my grandmother and my sister. And so I often say it was like a house full of women. And so we had to fix everything. We had to do everything, mow the yard. If something was broken, we had to fix it. And so used to being the go-to person that everybody would come to try to get something, to fix something. And so I remember we got our first computer, and computers have come a long way, thank God, back for it. And so I was the one that everybody again was coming to get help or burn a CD or something. I know y'all don't know what that means, but it basically, internet was super slow. It was so slow, like it took all day to download one song. And so that was just the era that we came up in. And I remember, just really being able to take it and run with it. And so I went to a lot of summer camps at local schools. And I remember going to Jackson State University for summer university. It was an engineering camp for girls, and it really helped me understand what computer engineering was because I didn't know. I didn't know what an engineer was. Nobody in my family was an engineer. Nobody in my community was into engineering or tech at the time, and very little people were. And so it really gave me a clear picture. You know, you type these letters and numbers into the computer, and you can pretty much control everything around you. And I just thought that was so cool. And I knew from that point on that's what I wanted to do. That was like after my 8th grade year. And I'm also a musician, and I play the piano. I play for my church. I play a few other instruments too, percussionist. And I was really close to majoring in music. And so when it came down to it, I chose computer engineering.
I was going to ask you, like, what is AI for those people who do not know?
Yeah, so AI is basically stands for artificial intelligence, and it is basically when a computer tries to think, act, speak, respond, etc., like a human. And so it can almost fool a person into thinking that it's really another person when it's not. It's just computer language responding like in a chat bot or responding to when you talk to your phone. All those things are AI. And AI could be in the form of images, recognizing images. It could be in the form of automation. It could be in the form of recognizing things. It could be in the form of speech and talking back and having a conversation with you. And so AI is basis. There's another term called machine learning. And so machine learning is basically AI and applications. And so a machine learns from previous data. If I am trying to predict the weather, and you mentioned today the weather is bad, if I know, hey, when it's cloudy, when it's this temperature, when it's this time of year, when it's this humidity percentage outside, it's probably gonna rain. And the way the meteorologist knows this is because all the history in the past hundreds of years or however long we've been tracking weather, we know this is what's going to happen. And that's exactly how AI, my speech data, your speech data is trained on different images that it sees on the internet, and it learns from those, and it can now recognize things in the future based on those things that happened in the past.
So, what advice would you give to a college-bound student in majors with the rise of AI?
So I think college-bound students, really, whether you're college-bound or not, you kind of have to know about technology. You kind of have to know about AI. I think for those in particular who are interested in the field of AI, definitely just think about all the things that you use on a day-to-day basis. And whether that's your phone or your laptop, or even if you drive a car, I guarantee you, there's AI somewhere in those devices. There's AI happening all around you. And pick something that you're interested in. Pick something that you're curious about in particular. It may be, how is my phone recognizing my face when I unlock my phone? It may be, how, when I talk to Alexa or some sort of device, how is it recognizing my voice? Maybe it doesn't recognize my voice. Maybe you're interested in, why doesn't this thing ever work for my voice? And so whatever it is, you're connecting your Bluetooth and you're dialing a number on your car radio. All these things are trying to recognize something based on previous data. Pick something that you're interested in and just go with that, because when you're going into school, you want to make sure you pick something that keeps you motivated, because I guarantee you college is not easy. It is very doable, but you want to be as, and so if you're interested in AI, or even some other area, because again, we use AI everywhere. You may be interested in environmental science. You may be interested in journalism, or even production, media. You have to use AI. So pick something that you're interested in and learn about AI, starting with the thing that you're interested in. For me, it was music. And so when I did my PhD, I learned about, there was this app called Shazam. I remember when the Shazam app first came out, and you could basically listen to a song and it'll recognize that song like from your app. And that was just so cool to me at the time. And I wanted to learn about music and AI. So that's what kept me motivated. That's what kept me interested and wanted me to continue education. So I would say pick something that you're interested in, or pick something that you're trying to solve, and then try to apply AI to that and just let that keep you motivated throughout college.
So with basic careers like being a doctor, being a teacher, how do you think that AI will affect those jobs in the future?
That's a really good question. So we have a lot of concerns. One, is it taking our jobs? Is it going to take over the world? Is it going to harm us? All these are questions that are very valid and they're real concerns. And if you were to do a quick Google, find some incidents where AI has done some of those things. However, I would encourage you to, as an individual, or even someone who is a teacher, or someone who is, whatever role that you have, to just think about, how can AI help me in my everyday life? Because a lot of times what happens, we get so hung up on the negatives and we forget about all the positives of the technology. And meanwhile, while we're fearing ahead, everybody else around us is making money. They're starting new jobs. They're getting patents and new ideas, and we're often left behind. And so again, and especially in the South, in Mississippi, in Black communities, sometimes we often get left behind when it comes to technology, and they call this the digital divide. And so all the more reason why I encourage you to learn about both the positives and the negatives, but use it to your advantage wherever you are, whatever your role is, and hopefully, you can take it from there.
Uh, Most parents today dread their kids being on video games. What advice would you give those parents to help their kids like change their focus from video games and like develop into a career?
Yeah, I think so. I think at the core, there's really nothing wrong with playing video games. I actually love video games as well. I'm an old school Mario Kart. That's my game right there. But I do think that you just got to keep a balance. If you don't want to be that person that all you do is play video games and you don't really get ahead in life, you don't do your work. We all got to work, to eat. And so, especially the older you get, the more you get on your own, you'll soon realize, oh man, it wasn't so bad being under my parents at home. They took care of everything. When you get in the real world, I think one thing I would say to encourage them, if if kids are interested in video games and video games, then maybe just think about some of the aspects of the video game that you like. Some people like, fighting games. Some people like RPG or role playing games. Some people like, the kind of like the Fortnite kind of games that you collaborate with other people, on the internet and play. And so there's aspects to each of those. There's storytelling. There's networking, like internet and cybersecurity, like how that you're talking to the person that you actually think you're talking to on the game. And so there are so many aspects around games that can extend into other areas of computer science or AI or even video game development. And so a lot of those, the good thing about today is that so many of these resources are free and available online. Like you can literally learn how to do storytelling, how to write stories for video games. You can learn. There are courses that are free. Look at Coursera, look at YouTube. There's so many resources out there to learn how to start developing video games or how to start in a programming language. Not just coding, like there's other aspects to tech as well. There's product management and program management. If you're a person that people respect and you keep people in line and keep tasks, those are good management positions, and we need those in tech too. And so if you are, necessarily playing a place for you in this what we call this tech ecosystem.
Okay. What would you tell teachers with the misconception about AI? Because I know I'm taking a class right now, and my teacher told me I can't use any sorts of chat GPT, and to me, it's kind of like if you use it properly, why couldn't I use it?
So one thing is oftentimes teachers, they want to make sure we understand the fundamentals before we jump to using a lot of the tools. And I think as long as that is happening, then it's the tool to supplement what you're learning and not just to ban it or just to say, hey, you can't use this. Because I think there's a lot of ways that even in the professional world, myself, I'm a principal AI scientist at Amazon, and we use generative AI all the time. We use it to help us code. We use it to help us write emails. We use it to help us write summaries on research papers. And it's there as a tool for you to use. But again, just remember that you still got to do your background work, because especially with generative AI, products like ChatGPT, Amazon, we actually have a product called Party Rock, which I encourage you to take a look at. It's free. You can build apps using generative AI really easily. It's a small plug there for Amazon products. But I want to just say that it's really, it can really be a helpful tool, but it can also sometimes be wrong. It can also sometimes return toxic results, which we define that as things that are discriminatory against certain groups. It can also return copyrighted information that you can't really legally use to turn it in to your teacher. So you still have to do your background research. You still have to check the responses that are coming from the tool. But overall, it does help you speed up the amount of time. And so from a professional standpoint, we definitely use it in the industry, and just making sure that, from the teaching standpoint, that you're understanding the fundamentals of it, if you are using the tool.
So, do you think that it should be taught how to use it? Because I think that's where a lot of the scare of AI, especially in education, comes from. Teachers not wanting to even know about it, and that also hurts the students, because with the rise of it, that's what's going to be used in jobs and all of these things. So if the children don't know how to use it responsibly and well, they're either going to use it wrong, incorrectly, or not know how to use it all. Use it at all.
Unfortunately, again, it helps. All of this contributes to, what we were saying about the digital divide and being left behind. And so for those who are interested, because there's so much information out there on the internet, it's really no excuse for you to not understand or not know, or not to try to get help to learn more. And as a student, as a teacher, we have actually addressed this problem. So the nonprofit that I founded, Beam Path, which you all are familiar with, located in Jackson, Mississippi, we recently created a group called the Mississippi AI Collaborative. And this was a grant that we received in collaboration with Jackson State, the Mississippi Coding Academies, and in particular, the Computer Science Teacher Association in Mississippi. And one part of that grant is we're teaching teachers in K through 12 how to use generative AI so that they can teach it to students. Because the school systems often are not, you know, encouraging them to use the products either, or encouraging them to put a curriculum together around these products. So we kind of step in and help supplement that and give them, more instruction on how they can teach young people how to use generative AI. But I think, in my opinion, it is a really good tool to be able to teach to students, as long as they're also teaching the fundamental side. And again, you have to think about, some teachers don't know where to start. Some teachers are not even tech savvy themselves. And so oftentimes the students are probably farther ahead than the teacher in terms of technology and AI. And so we're in this world where, again, it really, your future of AI and technology sometimes relies on you. And you have to be in control of what you learn about, what you stay up to date on.
I want to be a dentist. Do you think AI will affect the medical field?
Absolutely. So many applications for AI. I think actually my two, if I were to say, so I recently judged the top 50 AI companies in Forbes magazine, and it's my second year, and I've seen majority of them are in the healthcare field, these new AI companies, or they're in transportation. We see a lot of potential use for the technology in those areas. One, because they're very commonly used. I mean, everybody needs healthcare, and then two, um, they're the most of applications, which means that we haven't seen a lot of use of AI in these areas. So that means there's way more potential and way more opportunity there. So those are definitely good areas to focus in, and I definitely hope to see a lot more of those type of technologies in healthcare, but also in a way that is fair and unbiased. Because again, those are concerns in AI. One community versus another community versus this gender versus that gender. There are differences, and we want to make sure that the AI is fine tuned into those differences and not um, you know, providing inaccurate results, especially that could cause harm.
So, how would you advise a aspiring doctor, dentist, or somebody going into the medical field to pivot for to get ready for AI? Because not necessarily it's going to take their jobs, but with a lot of the curriculums being outdated, not teaching the new generation of medical doctors and dentists how to how to use AI in their jobs, do you think that it would make them obsolete?
I don't think, but they again, anytime you're dealing with academia or higher education, like colleges, universities, colleges, etc., they will be forced to improve or add to their curriculums to include these things. Otherwise, they won't be competitive. And we're not competitive in academia. You lose accreditation, and you lose students, and then you're often, you're not a successful university at that point. And so, eventually, we will all be, forced into this era. So I often say, get ahead of it and don't, be forced, already be ahead of what's coming, and just staying on top of it. Because one thing about technology is it moves so fast. Oftentimes, the schools and curriculums can't keep up. Even what we've learned in the last year, working at a company like Amazon, which is considered companies in the world, it even moves fast for us. And so I can only imagine for, a student, someone who is in a medical field or at a university, how daunting that can seem, but it's something that we just have to do.
How can young people prepare for like AI related careers and stuff like that?
So as far as young people and careers, we're often still coming up with new careers in AI. So the world is your oyster, as I say. You can probably do whatever you want to do at this point, because the tools are there and they're accessible to you, and it's easy to get a hold to them. Now, if you're interested in, I do want to say there's a difference between application of AI and then developing AI models. If you're interested in the application, is so many tools out there. You talked about ChatGPT, we talked about Party Rock, Fusion. Man, there's so many out there. Anthropic is another popular one. But in terms of which I would also like to see more people who look like me who are actually in the tech development side of that AI, then I definitely recommend you looking at some tutorials online on how to train AI models. Maybe consider going into a computer science or computer engineering field, or at least doing a boot camp or a program on the side of whatever it is that you are choosing to major in, because it can only help, and we need a lot more diversity in the field.
I think this is probably gonna be our last question, but what if you're not a math person, but you do want to go into computer science, but you're not really that good at math?
Well, I think I definitely say don't let that hold you up, because we really don't do that much math. We don't do that much math. We use calculators and tools like AI to do the math for us. So again, I think when you're being taught these courses in math, is really just to help you get a foundation. Um, People just get through it. Just get through the course. If you're struggling, get some help. Sometimes the teacher, may not explain it in a way that's understandable, or in the format that you can understand. So get somebody else to help explain it. But ultimately, don't let that deter you from going into a field like that. Just get the help you need. Take physics. That was the only class I had to take over. I was a straight A student other than that, but I failed physics the first time I took it in college, but I just had to get through it. And I haven't really used physics that much, but in my career, I've been able to be very successful. And so I say, just get through it, get the help you need. Don't let that deter you.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to say about the upcoming events at the Bean Path?
Definitely check out our events. They're on our website, beanpath.org, or you can follow us at Beanpath on mostly all social platforms. We have classes in our makerspace, which you can do all sorts of things like 3D printing and laser cutting and even pottery and jewelry making, sewing. All of that starts on the computer, believe it or not. We also have AI classes, robotics to come. So definitely follow us and stay tuned to everything that we're doing.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here. Thank you. It's such a blessing that you were able to come on today. And I think that's it.
Thank you all again for having me, and congrats for launching this podcast. And any other way I can help, definitely let me know.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.